Right now at noon, we learn more about the inspection history on the school that caught fire with students inside earlier this week.
We've got a cloudy and breezy day across the area. We'll talk about those winds and whether or not we could see any rain in that forecast coming up.
Plus, as the Super Bowl frenzy approaches, there's one thing that fans across the nation can agree on. It's not just about the game, it's about the food. We'll have all the top dishes fans are preparing for Sunday.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on KOAM News at Noon. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. In today's top story, an industrial accident results in the death of a worker at a Carthage plant. At about 3:45 Tuesday afternoon, reports of a worker entrapped in a machine needing extrication at 127 Claxton Avenue alerted 911. Carthage Fire Marshal Eli Maples was the incident commander, and he tells us when they arrived, an adult male was inside a protected area on the floor. He was unconscious, not responsive, shallow breathing, and had a light pulse. They called for med flight, and Maples said he went to prepare the landing zone outside. In the meantime, EMS had CPR in progress on site. They did CPR for 30 minutes. They then canceled med flight, and the worker was pronounced dead on the scene. And this is a breaking news story. Watch for updates here on KOAM News Now. And new details have been released concerning Joplin's school bus fire with children on board. The driver and all the children made it off safely. And while the cause of the fire is still under investigation, we did learn more about its inspection history. This is video from the scene Monday on South Range Line just off I-44. Investigators say the fire started in the engine compartment around 3 p.m. We spoke with the Joplin School's Assistant Superintendent of Operations, Matt Harding, and he says the bus driver recognized the seriousness of the situation, radioed it in, and got the children quickly off the bus. Harding says this bus model is one of the older ones the district owns.
This is an older bus that this happened to, and so right now they're in the process of kind of looking to see what happened with this one. But they immediately went and checked all the other buses that have a similar engine style to see if either they can find out what the issue is and contact the manufacturer and find out if they have any ideas what the issue may have been.
Harding says every bus is inspected twice a year. This one was last checked in December. He also says Joplin has a 20-year record of scoring 90% or higher on the Missouri Highway Patrol testing. Those inspections include the entire fleet every spring. And a new manufacturing facility is coming to Miami, Oklahoma. The announcement came at a ribbon-cutting ceremony yesterday afternoon. Valencia Pipe Company is the latest addition to Miami, Oklahoma. The California-based company will now be able to access a whole new part of the country. This facility will create large septic and water tanks. CEO Andrew Durbin says Miami is the perfect place to set up shop and looks forward to helping the community grow.
We like to support the local Little League baseball teams. We like to support the different boys and girls clubs. That's what we have traditionally done in any community that we've come into. In 5 years, hopefully we're a well-established business within the community and we're continuing to grow.
And the facility will be able to employ up to 25 people within its first year, but Durbin says he hopes to expand and grow.
We've got a warm and breezy day out there today. From the Skywatch Storm Tracker this morning, clouds rolling in and filling in rather quickly, but we could still see at least a couple of peaks of sunshine today, but I think otherwise we're going to hold on to cloudy skies. Off to our west, there's some rain showers out there, and these will bring us at least an opportunity for a couple of sprinkles as we head into our Thursday. We'll talk about that a little later. And to take a look out west from the Canadian border all the way down into Arizona and into parts of California, we've got winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings out there. Los Angeles hammered with this atmospheric river and now shifting into the San Diego area. In fact, a tornado warning in San Diego just the other day. So some intense weather down there. And thankfully for us, at least, we're not going to get that intense. Unfortunately, though, our rain chances for tomorrow have dropped pretty significantly as well. MoDOT camera this morning also showing folks getting their day underway. Also, those cloudy skies and the winds already starting to pick up early this morning. And you can see that too on our camera on the Cornell complex in downtown. Look at the flags, and every so often you'll watch this camera start blowing in the wind out there. Started yesterday at 28, so right about where we were supposed to be. I told you yesterday morning we were about average, but we made it well above 64 44 for the high, and we should be 48. And take a look, compared to our average, which is about this line here, you can see where those trends are going as we stay warm over the next few days. We're going to have a full look at your forecast, just how long it's going to stay warm and what the weekend holds here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
All right, thanks, Chris. VA Eastern Kansas healthcare system has several meetings taking place throughout the week to discuss the new Iola community-based outpatient clinic. To ensure their patients are well informed about the services offered at the Iola clinic and any transition processes, they will be holding in-person information sessions. They will be tonight in Chanute, tomorrow in Iola, and Friday in Fort Scott. Information provided will include new VA clinic and services, current VA clinic services, and veterans can apply for VA healthcare on site and community care in Southeast Kansas. All veterans, their family, and their caregivers are welcome to attend these sessions. The new VA clinic will be located at 1408 East Street in Iola, Kansas. A Joplin family is ready to board their flight to the Super Bowl. Ryan Springer, his dad, and son are packing up and heading to Vegas, where they will watch in person the Chiefs play against the 49ers this weekend. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has more on how they're preparing for the trip.
It was like the fourth quarter, and we were ahead, and there was like a minute to go, and I'm just sitting there on the couch, and I can hear my grandpa go, "Well, what are the tickets looking like?"
Just after the end of the AFC Championship game, Samuel Springer saw his dad, Ryan, and his granddad, Ron, setting everything up for a once-in-a-lifetime trip.
It was kind of quick, actually. We had the thing booked in about 2.5 hours.
I was in shock for a little bit after me seeing how much the tickets were going. I was in shock. We went for it.
With each ticket being bought for about $9,000, Sam was not the only one who was shocked.
Downstairs is your wife.
Uh-huh.
How does she feel about you spending all the money with the Chiefs?
Yeah, well, she looks at like, what am I getting? so it's kind of a double expense for me because I usually, find something that she likes or something she wants to go do.
Ryan says the money to go to the Super Bowl comes from years of savings.
It's costing my dad an arm and a leg, and it's costing me an arm. Kind of money that we've had saved that we're going to invest in the Super Bowl.
A week after celebrating his 15th birthday, Sam knows the memories created on his second Super Bowl will be cherished for a long time.
Like, at the age I am, it's hard to put different life experience compared to this, but I feel like in the future this is definitely coming up.
In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Chiefs fans had to wait 50 years between their first two Super Bowl wins, but young Samuel Springer is lucky. He will see the team play their fourth Super Bowl in 5 years for the second time in person. And that's a look at today's top stories and weather in the 4 states region. Up next on KOAM News at Noon. The Jennifer Crumbly verdict. After a historic trial, the jury finds the mother of a school shooter guilty. We'll have all the details of what happened in the courtroom. And later, we're making candy bar slab cookies in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. Stay tuned. In a groundbreaking verdict, a jury found a Michigan mother guilty of involuntary manslaughter after her son killed 4 classmates in a school shooting. Prosecutors argued Jennifer Crumbly ignored warning signs and let her troubled son have access to a gun. Michael George has more on what happened in the courtroom and the precedent the decision sets.
Of involuntary manslaughter.
Jennifer Crumbly closed her eyes and shook her head as the jury found her guilty of all 4 counts. The first time in U.S. history a parent has been found criminally responsible for a mass shooting committed by their child. It was back in November of 2021 when Crumbly's then 15-year-old son Ethan shot and killed 4 students at Oxford High School: Madison Baldwin, Tate Meir, Justin Schilling, and Hannah St. Juliana. Parents of the victims say justice was served. Prosecutors say Jennifer Crumbly ignored several warning signs, even refusing to take her son home the day of the shooting after school officials warned about disturbing drawings he made. Her son even wrote that his parents ignored his pleas for help. The jury foreperson says access to the gun was a key factor in the guilty verdict.
The thing that really hammered it home is that she was the last adult with the gun.
The defense argued Crumbly had no warning signs her son was violent.
Did you ever believe
that your son needed mental health treatment?
No. Legal analyst Joe Tamburino says this case sets a significant precedent.
The next time there's some type of school shooting or a juvenile who commits a very serious felony, they're going to look to the parents. They could arrest the parents.
Crumbly could face a maximum of 60 years behind bars, 15 years per manslaughter count. Michael George, CBS News.
Crumbly is set to be sentenced in April. Her husband, James Crumbly, has also been charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. He has pleaded not guilty and is set for trial next month. And as the Super Bowl frenzy approaches, there's one thing that fans across the nation can agree on. It's not just about the game, it's about the food. Pizza has become synonymous with game day celebrations, offering versatility and convenience for Super Bowl gatherings. Americans devour over 12.5 million pizzas on this day alone, making it a peak time for pizza delivery. And chicken wings, the loyal sidekick to pizza, also take center stage during the Super Bowl weekend. Billions of wings are consumed, with the National Chicken Council estimating around 1.42 billion wings eaten during the 2021 Super Bowl weekend. Prices for a dozen wings typically range from $8 to $15, varying by store and location. Overall, Super Bowl Sunday is a day of indulgence and camaraderie as Americans unite to enjoy food, drinks, and the excitement of the game with friends and family. Still to come on KOAM News at Noon, we see what's cooking with Mr. Food.
Satisfy your sweet tooth on game day with the ultimate game day dessert. We'll show you how to make it. You can decide if you want to share it.
But first, we're talking about even stronger wind gusts as we head into tonight and tomorrow, plus at least a few rain chances. We'll look at that forecast when the KOAM News at Noon returns. Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon. So we've got a warm day out there, but also a very breezy day, and it's going to get windier yet as we head into tonight and tomorrow. MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline looking pretty good out there, aside from the cloud cover, but you know what? We'll take that in exchange for holding on to warm temperatures. This was earlier this morning. I had plenty of cloud cover, and that's how we're going to stay. Again, we may see a few stray sun rays here and there, but otherwise we're looking to be relatively cloudy today. Again, our camera on top of the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin, that wind already starting to pick up this morning, and of course continuing to do so as those wind gusts pick up out of the south across the area, and of course the clouds hanging on as well. So as we talk about the wind heading later through today, we're still looking at those gusts pushing upwards of 30 miles an hour. We go overnight, they pick up to about 35, and as we head toward early tomorrow morning, we are looking at wind gusts upwards of 45 miles an hour, and the latest update here on the wind gust tracker has increased those gusts for some of us, where we could potentially see a little higher. I think on average we're going to get between that 40 and 45, but that's still significant wind gusts out there. So these are going to be out of the south. If you're traveling on any east-west highways, you want to make sure that you're aware of these wind gusts. It's going to stay that way throughout our Thursday. Additionally, especially more so if you're driving a high-profile vehicle or one that's a little more susceptible to those winds on an east-west highway, you're going to want to be careful out there and watch out for these wind gusts. They can catch you off guard. And it's going to stay windy through Thursday night, even into our Fridays. Winds start to calm down and late in the afternoon for some of us. Others still picking up on some southwesterly winds, still gusting around 30 miles an hour. Now, unfortunately, even though we need the rain, our rain chances as we head into our Thursday have kind of fallen back across the area. In fact, we may even see a little more clearing overnight tonight and into our Thursday, but a few stray isolated showers will be possible as we head into our Thursday with those mostly cloudy skies. But unfortunately, we're really looking to just stay dry and then eventually maybe even start to clear out by late Thursday evening across the area. So for the rest of the day, again, low to mid 60s for highs out there, and we are looking at those winds gusting upwards of 25 with the cloudy skies, but a few peaks of sun still possible. And we'll start to see some clearing, mostly cloudy skies still. We're not going to clear out completely, but we'll see a little bit of clearing tonight, mostly cloudy, well above normal. We should be into the 20s as we discussed earlier. We're in the low 50s for our lows tonight, and the winds start gusting at 35, and by early tomorrow morning, we're going to see those winds start gusting 40, potentially 45 miles an hour out of the south-southwest, and they'll be sustained at 20 to 30 on their own, so that's going to be breezy enough. And we'll make the mid 60s, maybe even some upper 60s with a few isolated showers. Heading heading down the road, we get into our Friday. We're going to be, again, like we saw yesterday. We're going to have actually relatively clear skies in the morning, and clouds will increase as we go through the rest of our Friday. We're going to be low to mid 60s. A little cooler this weekend, maybe some additional shower chances as we go into Sunday. And we head into next week, we'll see some mixes of sun and clouds out there, and temperatures back above normal, a little cooler, but still above normal as we go back into the low 50s, maybe some mid 50s, and by next Friday, could even be back into the upper 50s across the area. Caitlin?
Stick around. We're making candy bar slab cookies in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. It's time to check in with Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Today he's making candy bar slab cookies. Take a look.
Whether you're going to your neighbor's house to watch the big game this Sunday or you're planning on staying home, we've got a treat they'll make wherever you watch it that much sweeter. It's a slab cookie, which is not only tasty and trendy, it's the ultimate game day winner. To make it, we begin by making a basic graham cracker crumb crust, which we press into the bottom of a rim baking sheet before popping it in the oven. While that's baking, we beat together a couple sticks of butter along with some brown and white sugar. Then we beat in some eggs and vanilla. We add flour and salt. And after it comes together, we slowly stir in some chocolate chips and walnuts. Now we spread this over the crust, sprinkle the top with some chopped candy bars, and back into the oven it goes. Once it cools, we cut it into bars. What's nice about slab cookies is that they're easy to eat and one batch feeds a crowd. To get the recipe for what we call our candy bar slab cookies, simply visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a super game day way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And you can find this recipe on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now, here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, so we're warm and breezy today. South winds gusting upwards of 25 to 30. Cloudy skies into the mid-60s. Mid-60s tomorrow, maybe a few isolated showers, even warmer and still breezier. Winds are going to be gusting upwards of about 40 to 45 miles an hour. Still breezy Friday, but not bad. Low to mid-60s. A little cooler this weekend with some additional showers possible on Sunday.
Coming up tonight at 5, we'll have the latest on the stunning defeat at the Senate. Plus, the city of Joplin will begin replacing invasive trees in the downtown area, and we'll meet a Pittsburgh, Kansas native who's featured in the new Mean Girls movie. Join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5.